Dana? It's been a while. It's Poppy. Poppy? Wait, is this the same Poppy from school? Is it really you? Yeah, it's me. 7 years, right? Or something like that. I guess it's about that long, yeah. Maybe more. Maybe? What do you mean, maybe? Well, you might find this hard to believe, but I've actually been dealing with memory loss until recently. Wait, what? Memory loss? I know, it's a shock. I totally get why this is all so confusing. I had trouble even recognizing people, and I know it must be hard for you to understand. I don't even know how to respond to that. I'm sorry, but I don't quite know what to say. It's okay, really. The good news is my memory's completely back now. Oh, that's good to hear. So, what's all this about? Why are you contacting me now? Well, the thing is, there's something important I need to tell you, and I didn't know how else to do it but through this message. You'll probably be really surprised, but, well, I'm actually in a relationship with your husband now. What? Wait, what? I know this sounds insane, but you have to believe me when I say that I never intended for any of this to happen. This is not something I planned. I don't even understand what you're saying. You're in a relationship with my husband? But how? Why? Okay, let me explain a bit more clearly. After I lost my memory, I was walking around, not really knowing what was going on. Your husband found me on the street and he helped me. He was so kind to me, stayed by my side, and, well, we ended up growing close. It didn't take long for us to fall for each other. But at that time, I didn't even know who he was. I didn't recognize him as your husband because of my memory loss. I'm still trying to wrap my head around this. I know, it's a lot, but here's the thing. I only recently got my memory back, and when I asked him about everything, he confessed that he was married to you and apologized for what had happened. Wait, so you're saying this all happened while you didn't even know he was married to me? Yes, exactly. And when my memory returned, I realized how complicated everything was. But I also knew that I needed to talk to you and be honest. So here I am, telling you the truth. And now you're telling me this, why? I think you deserve to know. And honestly, I have to ask, I don't want to be in the middle of this mess anymore. I need you to divorce him. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm pregnant with his child. You're pregnant? With his child? Yes, I'm 6 months along. And this child was conceived during the time I didn't even remember who I was. I don't know what to do with myself because I never imagined this was how things would turn out. But the truth is, I can't carry the burden anymore. You want me to divorce him because you're pregnant? I know this is all so much to ask, but it's the only way. I don't want to raise this child in a situation where I feel guilty about everything. I didn't mean for any of this to happen, but now that I'm here, I'm asking you, please, just let him go. Please, and I'm not asking for any alimony. I really don't want to make things more difficult for you. Wait, you're saying you didn't know he was married, but now you want me to just accept this? How do you even expect me to do that? I know it sounds unreasonable, but it was his fault for not telling me the truth. When we were together, he didn't say a word about you. I didn't know any of it. So please, I'm not asking for anything else. I just need you to let him go. I'm asking for the sake of our future, for our child. So you want me to just let him go, like that? Because of your memory loss? Yes, I think that's the only way this can work. And you think I'm just supposed to say yes to all of this? No, that's not how it works. You don't just come in here and tell me to divorce my husband because you forgot who you were for a while. I know this is a lot to ask, but please, I really need you to hear me out. I'm not making any promises right now. This is a lot to process. I understand, but please don't take too long. I'm not asking for a huge favor, just for your understanding. I'll think about it, but no guarantees. I need to sort this out and talk to him. This isn't something I can just decide in a day. All right, I'll wait for your response. But please, don't keep me waiting too long. I really need your answer soon. I'll talk to him, but for now I have to go. Goodbye. Sullivan, are you free right now?
Yeah, what's up?
I know this is sudden, but you remember Poppy, right?
Huh? Poppy? Well, I can't say I'd forget her even if I wanted to. Not in a good way. What's this all of a sudden?
Sorry, I know I'm being a bit abrupt. I didn't really know how to start this, so I just jumped right in.
Did something happen?
Earlier, I got a message from Poppy.
Why? You weren't exactly close, were you?
Yeah, that's true, but apparently she had amnesia until recently.
Amnesia?
Yeah, she said she's got her memory back now, but during the time she lost it, she ended up in a relationship with my husband. And apparently they even had a kid together without her realizing what was happening.
What? Hold up, wait a minute. Back in middle school, Poppy was the reason I almost stopped going to school. Even if this memory loss thing is true, there's no way in hell I'd want to have anything to do with a woman like her. Just thinking about it sends a chill down my spine.
I know, right? I thought it was weird too. But I'm not doubting you, so don't worry.
Oh, okay. I'm glad to hear that.
So now the question is, why would Poppy say something like that?
Now that you mention it, amnesia, huh?
What do you mean?
Well, one of my coworkers said something that's been bugging me.
Coworker?
Yeah, you remember the guy who joined the company a while back, the one who's from our class, the mid-career hire?
Oh, Sammy, you mean?
Yeah, that's the one. He was pretty close to Poppy, right?
I wouldn't exactly call them close, but they definitely spent a lot of time together.
I think I'll ask Sammy about it since he's still working here. He didn't specifically mention Poppy when he vented to me, but it seems like it could be related. I'll let you know what he says when I get back.
Got it. Thanks for looking into it. I appreciate it. Poppy, is now a good time? Oh, Dana! So you finally decided to get a divorce, huh? No, I'm not getting a divorce. What? That's just cruel! Even though it was all during the time I had amnesia, his heart still belongs to me. I love him too. And soon we're going to have a child together. I don't want my child to grow up without a father. So please, just divorce him without any alimony. I am begging you. No, that's not the issue here. The man you're talking about, he's not my husband. Huh? What do you mean he's not your husband? When I got your message, something just didn't sit right with me. Everything felt off from the beginning, and now it all makes sense. Right? You're talking about Matt, right? The man you've been obsessing over? Yes, but my husband is Sullivan. Sullivan? Yes. He's the guy you constantly looked down on and harassed during school. You know, your former classmate, Sullivan, the one you treated so badly. What? That's insane! But you were engaged to Matt, weren't you? You two were supposed to get married, weren't you? We didn't. What? I broke off the engagement because of Matt's infidelity. It was over long before you came into the picture. What? Yeah. And eventually he broke up with the woman he cheated on me with, and now he's married to someone else. He moved on, but not with you. Are you serious? Yes, I am. And now I'm married to Sullivan, the one you've tried so hard to put down all these years. And about this whole memory loss story of yours, it's a lie, right? What? You've been pretending to have amnesia, haven't you? That's why you came up with all these ridiculous claims. Listen, Poppy. Matt's wife is Amy, the girl who was always your underling back in school. Amy? You know, you told Amy your plan, didn't you? The one to get me to divorce Matt without any alimony? You planned on faking memory loss to make me let you off the hook, didn't you? What? Why would you? Because Amy now is a colleague of Sullivan at work. What? Amy mentioned in a casual conversation at the office that one of her old school friends had done some awful things. Turned out she was talking about you, and one of her coworkers overheard it too. What? Amy. Apparently she's still pretty frustrated with how you're always trying to flaunt your old school hierarchy, even now. She doesn't care for the way you treat people, and you haven't changed a bit since back then. Wait, what? What's going on here? How did it all... Okay, let me break this down for you. It's getting a bit complicated now. First off, my husband is Sullivan, Matt's wife is Amy, and you were having an affair with Matt and got pregnant. But you want a divorce without alimony because of some elaborate plan you came up with. You were going to fake amnesia to avoid paying alimony, right? But in the end, you tried to carry out that plan on me, someone who's already separated from Matt, and ended up revealing it to Amy, who should have been the one you were trying to manipulate. Got it? Does that clear things up a bit? Oh. To put it simply, your misguided plan backfired, and now Amy knows everything. That's the situation, right? No way. This can't be happening. Well, Amy herself didn't know that her husband's affair partner was you, but she does now. Wait, she still doesn't know? If she had, she'd have confronted you by now. She's not the type to sit back and let someone destroy her family. So you're telling me Amy is still waiting? Actually, I have a $20,000 debt, but Matt said if I didn't somehow come up with my part of the alimony, I couldn't marry him. Ah, so that's why you came up with this ridiculous amnesia plan. To get out of your debt and avoid paying your fair share of alimony, right? Right! I can't possibly come up with alimony on my own right now, so please, don't tell Amy, okay? I already told her. What? Why would you do that? If you have an affair with a married man, you're supposed to pay alimony. It's common sense. You can't just expect to get away with it. No. Wait, Oh, and by the way, let me tell you something else. What? You know, the reason you got involved with Matt is probably because his parents are rich, right? Huh? Well, here's the thing. Matt was cut off from his parents as soon as we broke off the engagement, and he's no longer part of the inheritance. What? Also, after blowing through all his family's money, he's in debt to the tune of $30,000 now. What? Are you serious? By the way, didn't you have some debts too? Wait, what? You two both drowning in debt. Maybe you can help each other out, huh? Wait, hold on. Good luck with that. Wait! Goodbye. In many ways, things became a complicated mess, but in the end, everything was somehow resolved. The situation had escalated far beyond what anyone could have anticipated, but I managed to find a way to make sense of it all. Amy, Matt's real wife, ended up expressing her gratitude to me, of all people. I never expected that, not in a million years. But there she was, standing in front of me, thanking me for exposing the truth and helping to bring everything to light. It turns out she had no idea about Matt's mounting debts, his past engagement with me, or his current infidelity. She was completely in the dark. Apparently, Matt had painted a very different picture for her. He had spun his own story, told her things that suited him, and left out all the messy details that would have destroyed the illusion of their perfect life. Amy had no idea that he had been lying to her for so long, manipulating the narrative in his favor. He'd even told her a version of events regarding his estrangement from his family that was designed to make him appear as the victim, further cementing the false reality he had created for her. So when everything finally came crashing down, it wasn't just about betrayal. It was about complete and utter deception. Amy was blinded by the truth, and for that, I couldn't help but feel a little sorry for her. She wasn't to blame for Matt's actions, and she had trusted him blindly, only to have that trust shattered when she learned about his lies and indiscretions. As a result of this, Amy decided to take legal action. She filed for damages from both Poppy and Matt. She had every right to, and it seems she didn't hold back. The amount she requested for the compensation was higher than the typical amount people usually ask for in these situations. But considering the betrayal and the extent of Matt's deceit, I think she was justified. There was no way she could have walked away from this unscathed, and perhaps this was the only way she could regain some of the dignity she had lost. The truth was, though, that Matt and Poppy's hell was just beginning. They thought they could keep playing their games and hiding the truth, but now the reality of their actions was catching up with them. Matt's debt had only been a part of the equation. Now there was the financial fallout from Amy's lawsuit, not to mention the emotional devastation that came with being exposed for the people they really were. They had both made choices, and now those choices had consequences they could no longer escape from. But the chaos didn't stop there. As if these things weren't already complicated enough, Poppy went on to give birth to Matt's child. The irony was not lost on me. The woman who had been the cause of so much trouble, the one who had torn apart a marriage and a family, now had a child to raise, and that child would be forever tied to the lies and deceit that had brought about its conception. The news about the baby's birth came as a shock to many. But what truly surprised me was hearing that Matt's cousin and his wife had taken the child in. I never would have imagined that they would be the ones to step up and raise the baby. But when I heard it, it made sense. The couple were known for being sensible, responsible people, nothing like Matt or Poppy. They had good values and a solid foundation, and I couldn't help but think that this child would have a far better chance of growing up in a stable, loving environment with them than with the two people who had created its chaotic existence in the first place. I think, in the end, that was the one piece of good news to come out of all of this. Despite the mess and devastation caused by Matt and Poppy's actions, at least the child would be cared for by people who truly understood what it meant to be responsible. Matt had never been responsible, and Poppy, well, her actions spoke for themselves. But the child wouldn't have to carry the burden of their mistakes forever, and that was something at least. As for Matt and Poppy, their future seemed uncertain. With the debts mounting, the lawsuits piling up, and the damage to their reputations, they were facing a tough road ahead. They couldn't rely on anyone anymore, not after everything had been exposed. The web of lies they had woven had unraveled, and now they had to face the reality of their choices. There was no way to go back, no way to undo the harm they had caused. It's strange to think that for a long time I had been a part of their story without even realizing it. I had been caught up in their games and their manipulation, and it took me a while to break free from their hold. But once I did, once I saw the truth for what it was, I knew I had to take action. It was the only way to protect myself, and in some strange way, to help Amy too. She didn't deserve to be part of their mess, and I knew that exposing the truth would help her reclaim her life. In the end, everything worked out in a way that I didn't expect. Amy got the justice she deserved, Poppy and Matt were left to deal with the consequences of their actions, and the child, despite being born into a world of chaos, was given a chance at a better life. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.